Due date monitoring is a tool that can help you accomplish two things. You can track the amount of work you expect to do for a client on an annual, quarterly, or monthly basis, and you can see, at a glance, the scheduled work for the entire firm in a selected date range. There are two ways to enter due dates. The first, most basic way is to go into the Client Properties Due Date tab. Here you can enter a work code. You can choose a frequency. I'll choose monthly. In the due date field, you can pick first of the month, middle, or last of the month, or you could just hand enter a date, such as the 5th of the month. You may estimate the number of hours the work will take, and you can even enter a short description. This process is the most time-consuming approach to entering due dates because you have to go into each individual client properties. An easier way to set up due dates is to utilize the client's year-end and categories and create due dates in batch form. For example, the Bayside restaurant has a December 31st year-end, and in the Categories tab, they are assigned as a corporation. We do their GST quarterly and their T2s. We can utilize these to input Bayside and any other client with the same year-end or category into the due dates list. Let's go to Tools, Due Date Utility. I'll first go to the Custom Dates tab. As an example, I'll create a custom date for GST Quarterly. I'm going to click the Create button and give it a name of GST Quarter. I'll now need to add the dates for this task. I'll select March 31st, June 30th, September 30th, and December 31st. Next, I'll go to the Add to Clients tab. In the filter, let's filter for all clients with a category of GST Quarterly. Now I can start to define the due date for these clients. I'll enter a work code. In frequency, I'll choose Custom, and in the due date field, I'll select my custom due date of GST Quarter. I'll click the Generate button, and this creates a list of client due dates. If you need to remove anyone from this list, highlight them and click Delete. If you're satisfied with your list, click Attach. Using the Detach button would remove these due dates from the client properties and let you start again. This due date has now been written into the client properties of each of my clients with GST Quarterly categories. We'll now add our GST Quarterly to the firm's work schedule or due date calendar by going back to Tools, Due Date Utility, and using the Create Dates for Calendar tab. I'm going to populate my due date calendar for a date range of May 1st to September 30th. I'll click Generate, and I'll see the list of clients' due dates that need to be added to the calendar. To remove a client from this list, I would just need to highlight and use the Delete button. If I'm satisfied with my list, I'll simply click the Create button, and it will add these lines to the firm's due date calendar work schedule. To view your firm's work schedule, exit the Due Date utility and go to the main Due Date Calendar icon. This screen shows a complete list of all the work that's coming due for your firm from May 1st through September 30th. It allows any employee with access to this screen to enter the date the file was received from the client. They may also enter any information that's still outstanding from the client. As well, once the work is completed, they can enter the complete date, and this due date will roll over until next year. Two other common examples of how due dates can be used are corporate year-ends and T1s. Let's create a custom date for December year-ends. The due date for that would be June 30th. And now I'm going to go to the Add to Clients tab, and I'm going to find all my clients who are tagged as corporations, but only those who have a December 31st year end. I'll select a work code to describe the work I'm going to be doing. In the frequency, I'll select Custom, and then in the due date field, I will select the December year end. I'll click Generate. I've got my 4 clients, and I will attach the due date to each one of them, and it's now written to each one of their client properties. Next, we'll go to the Create Dates for Calendar so that we can add our December year-end clients to our firm's work schedule. I'll put in a date range of just June 1st to June 30th. Click Generate, and there are my 4 clients. I'll click Create to add them to the calendar. To see them, I'll go to the due date calendar, and just to narrow focus, I'll put in June 1st to June 30th. And there are my 4 clients that have their December 31st year ends due on June 30th. In the case of T1s, you may choose to enter your due date slightly differently. You may go back to the due date utility, but go directly to Add to Clients. I'll filter my clients for just those who have a T1 category. I'll select my tax work code. For frequency, I'll select Annual. And instead of choosing a first, middle, or last, I'm going to click on the small calendar, and I'll just simply click and choose April 30th. When I click Generate, I will then be able to attach this due date to all my personal income tax clients. And then come April, when I create my dates for my calendar, these clients will come up and I'll be able to attach them into the calendar. This video was made to provide you with a short overview of TPS's due date monitoring feature. For further help on specific questions, please call TPS's sales and support staff at 1-888-877-2231 or email us directly at support@tpssoftware.com.